Well, hello everyone. Welcome back. And if you're here for the first time, I welcome you. I'm Miss Darling, and we're in my studio. And today we're going to be focusing on postcards, art cards, maybe a few bookmarks, but for sure postcards and art cards. So, I'm sure you all know what a postcard is. They're generally 4x6. On the reverse side, they usually have a place to put a stamp and someone's address and a brief note, like these. But we can also use the same size card as more like a trading card, where it's not going to be something we mail, so we put something different on the reverse side. And so we're going to do a few of those. And because we will have some leftovers on the copy boards that we're going to cut up, we can make art cards of a different nature and a different size. And these are, I believe, about 4x4. Let me just double check here real quick. Yeah, about 4.5 by 4. So not quite a square, although there may be some different sizes in here. And these were just what I got from the leftovers after I had cut out what I originally set out to cut out. Then I had some leftover on the copy board, and so I turned them into something useful as well. And these I backed with some fabric and then did some designing with ephemera on the back. So these are trading cards. They're not mailers. And so you can see how fun they are. I put some lace on, some fabric on, bits of fabric here. And, so the backs are fun as well as the front. So anyway, let's just have some fun, play around, and see what happens today. We're going to do something similar, but not exactly the same. All right. I have already gone ahead and printed off my copy boards, and then I have glued them to just a plain brown cardstock sheet. And I have a template, but it is bigger than the postcards I'm going to be using. By the way, I bought these postcards from Amazon. They came in a packet of 100, and so they're very lovely, nice, strong, sturdy, and I like them a lot. And so I'm going to use these. I'm going to use the template to kind of find out where I want to best do my cuts. But then I'm going to lay down the postcard itself so I get an exact cut. Get out my trusty blade here. All right. I'm liking this lady up here. And this is a little more difficult card or copy board to use because it can be seen from several different vantage points. So while this one is up in this vantage point, this one is upside down. But I think that's kind of fun, and I don't mind that. So with this particular one, I think I'm going to go just all the way to the edge. So now when I place this down, I must remember that I'm going to be gluing this to the back of that. So I'm going to place this down, upside down, with my stamp here on the left side. And these are thick enough that you can use the card itself as like a straight edge. So there's our first one. And then, let's see, the second one, I want to pick up some of these flowers over here. Not so much this over here. So I'm going to move that kind of over to about there. So now, because I've got text here writing that's upside down for me, I'm going to place my postcard upside down as well. And just kind of lay it in there approximately where I had the template. And with these postcards, they're small enough that you can literally get 2 out of each copyboard. I don't know if one could get more out if this was on a vertical vantage point like this, whether you could get 1. No, you still could only get 2. So that's where I'm going to make my cuts on this particular board. So I'm going to leave those as they are. This is upside down and that one's that way. And we will come back and cut those in a minute. All right, now I have this one. And let's see what we're going to do here. I'm liking this whole side over here. I'd like to pick up the word journal, but maybe do I like it better kind of here or here? But if I do it here and here, that's kind of what I'm going to see. I like that because I know I have tags where I went to the corners, and so I want to kind of I want this to turn out looking different from some of my tags. So I'm going to just drop that right in there and capture that. I think maybe I might, I don't know if I'll get 2 postcards out of this or not. Yes, I can. So, I need to pull out one more card. And, okay, for down here, let's turn this the other way now. And I like that over there. Not so much. I think this is far more interesting. I like the word postcard up there. So in this particular case, this is going to be the top. So I'm just going to drop that right in there. Or let's see, do I want more of that? No, I've got something over here I want to capture. Now, no matter how your card comes out looking, you always have the option of embellishing it further after you get it cut out. So never worry about exact placement, because you can always alter something. All right, now this is the copyboard I used in another video to create some really fantastic looking tags. There's 2 of them here, but you can see I got that from down there and I got this from up there. And so now I'll have some postcards that will be very complimentary to that. But I don't want them to look like the tags I already made. So what can we do? I'll get out my template here to help me. If you don't have templates, I do have a video. You can find it on my channel that will teach you how to make these acrylic templates, which I just love, and they are so helpful in determining placement and keeps you from making poor choices and wasting some of your paper or stock. So now I think that could be interesting. I've got some flowers here and there and some nice text going on. This is a kind of a split that's a little bit awkward. Kind of right down the middle. I don't care for that. So, what if we drop down and, we're minimizing that. And I think this is maybe better placement down here. Maybe just, okay, my card's a little bit smaller than my template. So, I think I'll put that right in there. And then my leftovers are going to be turned into, obviously, something else. So we only get one postcard out of this particular copy board due to where we decided to place it. And we have one more board, and that's this one. Now I have a large tag from this side, I think a large one here in the middle, and then some smaller ones around there. So I'm kind of drawn to that flower. It's pretty prominent. Want to place it in a good place. Maybe pick up the word dream down here. I'm kind of liking that. This is smaller, however. So let's see how much we can actually get. If I pick up the entire word dream, I lose a little bit, but I think it's worth having it there. So I'm going to go with the composition here. And again, I'll probably only get the one postcard out of this copy board. That's okay, I've got plenty of tags. And then I'll maybe get some vertical bookmarks. Or I might do kind of a half and half. This isn't going to cover that, but I think I'll do another postcard up here, maybe over here, and then drop in some fabric or lace or something along the bottom to make sure I cover the entire postcard. Okay. So now we're just going to start cutting and see how we wind up. How's everybody doing today? Hope you're all doing well and prospering and got your freedom back to go where you want to go, do what you want to do, and be with family and friends. Alright, so here's one postcard, and this one is on the short side, so I will need to add something at the bottom or add something at the top or split the difference, add something top and bottom. We'll take care of that later. And then this one, should pretty well fit. Okay, this is my top, so I want to make sure when I glue it that I put my top of the postcard on the same side as the top of the design. So this is going to go together like this, and since I'm not going to cut it right away, I'm going to clamp it so I know exactly where I'm supposed to glue and how it's going to turn out. And then this one, my vantage point is from here reading, and so this is my top, and I want to make sure this is my top on the reverse side, so we will clamp this together as well. Alright, now we have this board. We're going to get 2 out of this one. If you find it easier to use a straight edge and a blade to cut yours out, that's fine too. I do it both ways. Today, I guess I just feel like using scissors. And here's my top. So there's my top. Top to top, bottom to bottom. And I want to be able to read that, so I'm going to go with that as my top. So here's my top, and that's how those are going to go. And here's extra for other purposes. Okay. All right, this time let's change our technique and use a straight edge to make our cuts. I find I have to outline where I'm going to cut with a pen when I have a very busy board. Otherwise, it's just really difficult to see where the lines are if you did it with a pencil. So when you are tracing around, you want to be very careful in your tracing so you don't mess up some area you might want to use for something else. That's my extra. Here's my top. There's my top. Clamp those together. I will no doubt get a straighter cut using the straight edge and the blade than I would get with the scissors, but just want to show you there's more than one way to, what do they say, skin a goose or something like that, skin a bear. Alright, one last one before my clip runs out. We're only going to get one out of this particular one. And there's my extra. This is top up here and top. So now all I got to do is glue each of the designs to the appropriate postcard, and I'm not going to bore you with showing you me gluing that, so I'll be back when I'm done. Okay, I've got them all cut out, glued down and trimmed off. You always have a little bit of overage on what you're cutting out yourself, because when you outline something you wind up naturally making it slightly bigger all the way around. So I went around and trimmed everything up, and so let me show you what we have. Here's one. This is the one that was too short, so I have glued on a piece of coffee dyed fabric to the bottom to finish that out, and then we'll do probably a little bit more to that one. Here's one. Probably do something up here. Here's one that may not need anything done to it. Another one. Feeling like maybe we might need a little something added in there. A nice yellow one. Pretty nice distribution of interest and color and intensity that probably won't have to have anything done to it. Same with this one, different color palette, but you know, nice good distribution and compositionally very balanced. And then here was the last one. Probably maybe do a little something there, maybe a little something over here, and then they'll be done. But and then, you know, you can also sew around the perimeter if you like. That's a neat thing to do. And but before I do anything further, I'm going to ink around the edges, because that, just that by itself can make a world of difference in how something, you know, just how it comes across. Doesn't have to be real strong, but it just kind of gives it just a hint of a border, a frame, if you will, that you know, just improves. And sometimes if your image didn't quite go out to the edge, or like in this case there was a little bit of the line showing, that, you know, inking it out helps just diminish all those types of little issues that sometimes pop up when you least expect them. I'm using a Tim Holtz Distress ink. It's the color Walnut, in case you're wondering. It's sort of my go-to color. Doesn't matter if you're got a warm palette or a cool palette, it just seems to work nicely with whatever you have, regardless of the colors. If you haven't visited my Etsy shop, be sure and swing by there. Lots of good resources there to help you with your crafting, whatever it is. Also, be sure and check the description box below each video of mine that you watch, because there's usually links there to other related videos and to my Etsy shop and to other products, for instance, things that I might purchase off of Amazon. You'll find the links in the description box, not in my Etsy shop. So there we have that, and that's going to be all the time we have for this video. Here we got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 postcards out of that, and then we have plenty of leftover, and in my next video we'll tackle this and see what we can make out of the leftovers. That will be fun. With that said, this is Miss Darling calling this a wrap. Bye-bye. Thanks for being here.